Hi. So in this video, we are going to learn about states. We have a new transaction style for it. Within forms, in the init form, I have the form section, which has the city name variable attached to it. In the hidden section, I have self.tcid. I also have two radio buttons, right? The first radio button has a value of approve, and the second radio button has a value of reject. Now, I'm going to be attaching both of these variables, both of these to the same variable. So we have AI action form, single variable. And then we save this form and we move out of this. Now this is the init form. This is the form that will be running the moment the transaction style is executed. As usual, we can ensure this by going here and clicking on this. So we go ahead and do this. Once this is done, then, right? Once this is done, then we go here and now we have to create the different state forms because the look and feel will change, and of course you need a different form for each state, right? So we're going to create the state forms within AI design. Click on the setting icon, move in here, and then you can click on new user form and create a form exactly the same way you've been creating init forms. I already have this form here. Now, once I've created this form, I need that the data that is passed from the init form shows up here. For example, the city name. So what I have done is I've attached it to the same variable. Then I have a label that says ride approved. So if after finishing the first form, I come to this form with approval, then this shows up and it looks like my ride is approved, right? And this is of course attached to self.tcid. So now we have the basic setup ready. Now let us see how to create states. So here we have user forms on one tab, and then the third tab says states. We go in here, click on create new state. We give a name to the state. I'm just going to call it as approved state. Okay. Generally, for in the beginning, we select human task. We of course have all of these other ones. Script task we use occasionally. Others I haven't used much. And then we have to give a context name. So go ahead, add it here. I'm just going to call it stage demo. And then save. Select it here and we are good to go. So you can see the state is created here. Now, once the state is created, there are two things we need to specify in the beginning. One is which form will be displayed when this state opens up. We click on attach AI action form here. Since there's only one form, it makes it easy. Otherwise, the list of all the user forms will be here. You have to select the correct one. Most of these are self-explanatory. Please do go through them. So we select the form, and then it is equally important to select which roles will be able to access the state, right? You do not want to apply for leave and then the approval form to be also available to the employee. And also there are certain scheduling or assignment algorithms that we have that we can decide upon. So for the first transaction, we just by default select claim based fixed role, and here we type sysadmin and sysemployee. Believe me, in a real project, it is very rare that you would use this combination, but for a learning perspective, this is a safe choice. Go ahead and click on save. So now you have two things done. You know which form to use and who can use this form. Now, the next thing that remains is when will this form be called, or when will this state be called? This state will be called whenever the value of the approve reject string, right, that we attach to the radio button is equal to approve. So we specify this in the formula builder or the expression builder. So what we are doing here is we are specifying the condition when this state will be triggered. So we go ahead, click on edit, go here to variables, AI action form, single variable, we find approve reject string here, operators, double equals for and here please make sure that we don't make any um, spelling mistakes. So let's go ahead and say approve and we click on save. All right. So now we are pretty much done specifying the basic things to understand how states work. Once again, attach roles, attach the form and specify the init condition. Let's go back, quickly try to get this on the dashboard. We have it here under training, states demo. I write the state name as Delhi. Click on approve, right? Start. More often than not, you will end up with this screen. So in this case, I can actually see here that Delhi and your ride is accepted. But this should have happened a little more seamlessly because we were using claim-based algorithm. But let us